Tesla doesn't top 100K but still sets a record. Tesla also finds time to go on a shopping spree last week. We have word of an icing incident that ends with a happy ending. And we get a question in the mailbag as a listener asks Tesla Tidbits, what snow tires should I use? This is Tesla Tidbits episode number 552 for October 7th, 2019. This show is sponsored by my supporter Richard. If you're in the market for a new Tesla, please consider using his referral code. Ask your salesperson to use code Richard174 or go direct to the web link ts.la/Richard174 and pick up a 1,000-mile supercharging credit for your new vehicle. We start the show with Tesla's announcement of its delivery numbers for Q3 of 2019. While Elon had urged on his company with the email we saw telling everyone they had a shot at eclipsing 100,000 deliveries in a quarter for the first time ever, Tesla did fall short of that goal. But not by much, and while still setting an all-time record for deliveries in a quarter. Tesla's efforts saw 17,400 Model S and Model X vehicles find their way to driveways, and a whopping 79,600 Model 3s do the same. The total of 97,000 vehicles is 1,800 vehicles more than the previous best, set last quarter. We'll turn to the financials to see if this translates to profit or not for Q3 2019 when Tesla releases those numbers. Expect to see this sometime in the first half of November. Tesla definitely opened the pocketbook last week for multiple purchases. First up, in its quest to remain at the front of the self-driving competition, Tesla acquires a startup company in the computer vision sector by the name of DeepScale. Per the article by CNBC, DeepScale's appeal lies in its technology to use low-wattage processors to accomplish the task of computer vision, which in an EV is a critical ability, saving precious battery power from the main battery pack. In addition to the acquisition, CEO Forrest Iandola will be added to the autopilot team as a senior member of the team, performing the role of machine learning scientist. Iandola owns a PhD in electrical engineering and computer science from UC Berkeley, where he was focused on what is the specialty of his company, neural nets that operate on mobile devices with limited resources. On joining the autopilot team, Iandola said via a LinkedIn post, quote, I joined the Tesla autopilot team this week. I am looking forward to working with some of the brightest minds in deep learning and autonomous driving, end quote. But Tesla wasn't done. Via website Electric Autonomy, we find out that Tesla has acquired a Canadian battery company out of Ontario called Highbar Systems Limited. It turns out, the article tells us that this deal was really completed earlier this year, sometime between now and July, but was only just now discovered. Highbar Systems' appeal appears to be in its ability to improve battery manufacturing. From the article, citing Highbar Systems' own website before it's changed to a single information page following the acquisition, the company's expertise makes it, quote, truly unique in its capability to provide the world's leading manufacturers with innovative advanced automation solutions that are engineered specifically to suit their production automation requirements, end quote. Adding this to the acquisition of Maxwell Technologies, not only is Tesla intent on keeping its lead in autonomy by the purchase of DeepScale mentioned earlier, it's looking to maintain its stranglehold on the best battery technology as well. As Elon long ago said at a prior earnings call, Tesla constantly monitors the battery technology landscape, and anything that they believe is worthwhile, they will look at. Much as with Maxwell, the fact that Highbar Systems has been acquired says a lot about what they have to offer. We switch over to Teslarati, where we get a feel-good story, which is a rare thing nowadays. If you've hung around the Tesla Twitterverse at all, you probably saw recently that a New York supercharger was blocked by all manner of gas-powered muscle cars in what apparently was an intentional icing event. But the story actually went a little deeper than this. It turned out that a Cars and Coffee group in Yorktown, New York, had an event that happened to be in the vicinity, and the attendees used the spaces en route to apparently filling the entire parking lot. Of course, EV owners were fairly upset with the blocking of the charging infrastructure that EVs rely on. The organizers, after feeling the heat, vowed to ensure that this didn't happen again. Model 3 owner Ben Rich decided to drop in on the next event to check it out, and true to their word, the Cars and Coffee group set out cones to further emphasize the spots were Tesla only, and the following event went off without a hitch. They even welcomed Rich to attend the meeting, as well as future ones, and the group acknowledged that he educated them on Teslas and had a great time. In the end, this looks to have been an unfortunate misunderstanding with a happy ending. Lastly today, Jonathan Davies, at JAB Davies on Twitter, asks the Tesla Twitterverse, quote, at Tesla Twitter folks, need to buy snow tires for my Model 3. On a tight budget right now and need a solid, affordable option. Recommendations? End quote. The majority of the responses to my retweet asking the question to the audience seem to prefer Michelin's X-Ice rubber, though a couple of other folks did like Pirelli's Soto Zeros and Bridgestone's Blizzaks, which happen to be the Tire Rack top 3 buyer-rated snow tires when combining studless and performance winter tires in that order. According to Tire Rack's ratings, it doesn't seem that you can really go wrong with any of those sets, though the Michelins and the Pirellis seem to be a bit cheaper than the Bridgestones. Thanks, Jonathan, for the question. Remember, you too can get your question on the show by directing a tweet to @Tesla Tidbits and use that hashtag AskTeslaTidbits. That is it for today's show. Thanks to all my patrons supporting the show at patreon.com/Tesla Tidbits. And as always, a special shout out to all the super patrons supporting the show at the $10 plus level. They are Drew Schuyler, Ryan Scarborough, Lee Sweet, William Henry Crew III, Dory and Steve Guberman, Joey Boots, Ralph and Cheryl Waterhouse, Adam Raymer Brown, Megawatt Photovoltaic Development, Todd Sullivan, Mitch Long, Zortec LED Canada, Morven Ogg, Blake Thompson, Raymond and Deborah Malkowitz, T Sportline, Travis and Cheyenne Rush, Chris Hovis, Craig Murphy, Vicky Kirk, Ricky Johnston, Bien Concepcion, Nathan Garza, Paul Gona, Ed Patterman, and Sunil Joseph. I will see you all back here again next time. Until then, keep it charged and hit the road.